Buongiorno from our home in Sicily. I'm Esther.
Alfred here.
We just finished up a whirlwind set of tours here. We're not quite finished, but I have to tell you, one of the favorite things that I love doing during these tours is taking people to their ancestral home, and that's exactly what we did.
You know, guys, on our tours, we always have one day towards the end of the tour where people kind of take it easy, especially hanging around the pool and stuff. But those people who want to go and see their ancestral tours, that's what she does. And let me say one thing, all right? Nobody, and I mean nobody, and I've been doing this for over 20 years, is better than this one, not only in tracking down the town, but tracking down the house. She has no fear going up to mayors, kings, popes, yes or no. It's unbelievable. And here's another beautiful story that she's going to tell you about a place that she had no clue about an hour before.
Wait, I gotta even look up the name again. It's Scaletta Zanclea, and the other one, the neighboring one, is Guidomandri. Neither I nor our driver, who's been all over Sicily, has ever seen these towns. But let me tell you about this town.
Population 200, right?
100.
100? Oh my God.
Let me set up the scene, okay? So our friend Cindy, with her 3 other friends from Massachusetts, were here on our tour, and she told me her ancestral town is in the province of Messina. Of course, I had to look on a map. I said, Cindy, you've got to go there. No, I don't know anyone there. Needle in a haystack. I'm not going to find anything. Listen to what we found. So we went over there. We went to the town hall, gave the woman the name, the birthplace of her grandfather, and lo and behold, we found the birth certificate. Then there were, I think, 8 siblings. 2 of them went to Massachusetts from this little town in Messina, and they all went to Massachusetts. And we were able to find her aunt, his sister, who ultimately got married in Massachusetts. And believe it or not, the comune, the town hall in Sicily, had that record. So that was very interesting. Then we went up to the little village, and I'm going to call it village because literally 100 people, of Guido, whatever it was. But before we did that, let me tell you what we did in the town hall. And I've gone to many town halls, and you know, sometimes it's easy to find records, sometimes it takes a little bit of digging, but this was pretty fast. So I thought to myself, you know, why don't I ask this woman, these people came all the way from Massachusetts, why don't they meet the mayor? Wouldn't the mayor think, wow, my little town is being visited by these Americans? So she calls the mayor. Okay, the mayor's going to be here in 30 minutes. Well, an hour later, I said to them, okay, you know what? He's probably just tied up, doing something, but let's go up to the little town. So we're walking up around this little town, right? And we're talking small cobblestone streets and blah, blah, blah. And there's no one there, no one there. Of course, in the main town, I was talking to everyone. We went on a goose hunt, Al. I mean, I went to cafes. I went to shops. I said, do you know this last name? Sotila. Do you know this last name? Sotila. They sent us here. They sent us there. They sent us everywhere. No one. No. So we go up to this little town. There's no one there. There's one guy, young guy. He's walking around with a bag that looked like it's from a panificio because it was lunchtime. And I stopped him and I said to him, we're here from, they're here from Boston. They're from Sotila. Do you know Sotila? First of all, he looks at me and he goes, oh, I'm the mayor. I go to him, were you the one that was supposed to meet with us? He said, oh, mi dispiace. We caught him. So he said, I'm the mayor. I'm sorry, I got caught up, blah, blah, blah. I showed him the birth certificate, right? Because we took pictures of the birth certificates. He takes one picture, look at the birth certificate. The last name of the grandfather was Sotile. He takes a look and he says, wait a second. The mother, her grandmother, is a Shifalu. I'm a Shifalu. We're cousins. And we found cousins. It was a pretty amazing experience, and I had chills.
Super sleuth Esther. I'm telling you, there is no rock so small that she will not peer under. So why don't we go, Esther, and let's see what this is all about. Let's go.
Look at what she's doing.
That's the books.
Giuseppe Sottile, 1897.
Questa è
There it is. Yep. E via? Anche via?
via Saia.
Via Saia.
È comparso Matteo Sottile
Matteo Sottile e Maria Sciaffala.
e Maria Cifala. Quale mi ha dichiarato?
Giuseppe.
Il 19 settembre.
19th of September.
Yes.
Sì.
Paola?
Sì. Married in Boston,
Oh
Cochai.
my God, Simone Cacciola.
Sì,
Simone
Gacciola
Caccioli.
Simone.
My cousins that live in Everett now.
E
It's her
February
grandchildren.
16 febbraio.
February 16,
Okay.
1919.
Yes.
They were married in
And-
Boston.
And I just got the family tree from her daughter, Marie. Como se dice? Yeah, Marie, who lives
Boston,
in
the
Medford.
How does it feel, dear grandpa?
Did you see it, Sin? Did you take your picture and everything?
My mother
It's all right.
My mother would love that I'm here.
Of course. Però non so se c'è. Poi c'è Sottile Grazia,
are-
figlia di
These are
Nunziato.
Carmelo's siblings' kids.
That's right. So he
What memories do you have of your grandfather?
Oh, my pig's feet in the gravy and chicken,
Lista.
pork chops,
Da sugo.
meatballs every Sunday, pasta
Ogni
dinner.
domenica pasta.
Pasta al sugo.
Al sugo.
All'italiana.
Italiano. Sì.
Buono.
And what kind of a man was he?
Very sweet, very gentle, dark skin. And when my dad died, he took care of my brother for my mother because she had to go back to work.
How many kids did he have?
4 girls. My
Mom.
mother was the youngest.
La mama. Wow, that is quite a view from up here. Beautiful view. Look at mainland and look at the sea. And we're going up there to Castello Ruffo. All over this area there were walls of fortification because there were pirates that came and invaded. And up there is the Castello Ruffo, a very important noble Italian family. Imagine living up here. Look at that castle. Step farming everywhere. Have to be half billy goat to live here. Air is so fresh up here. Capers growing wild all over. Imagine living here, you just come out and get your capers. Beautiful. Quite a structure over here. Look at this. You can walk down. There's stairs everywhere here. And here's the one church, probably where your grandfather was baptized. And the family probably went to church right here. Built in the year 1600. Incredible. This is what happens when you come with me. I just somehow find things. And now the mayor is taking us to the Sottile house, where probably they lived.
Wow.
Buongiorno. So now he's going to take us to the house where the Sottile once lived. And this is where the Sottile family lived. I love these little accesses to the beach. Free access, so residents can just come down here. Here we are in mid-October, and believe it or not, people are still swimming here. Straight ahead is Reggio Calabria, that's mainland Italy. Our driver Alessandro said to me, "Oh, the other day I was in Italy." I go, "What are you talking about? You're in Italy." "I was in the mainland, Italy." Yeah, because this is Sicily. Scaletta Zanclea. There you go. Here's a little memorabilia. Get one of these for sure. These are all the servicemen who died.
This, I think, is a cousin.
From Scaletta Zanclea. Who?
A cousin. I think he's one of those guys.
Tony, which one?
Antonio Tabila.
Antonio Tabila, you've heard of him?
Yeah.
Lots
he's on
of
the other
De
paper.
Lucas here. Lots of Gianetto. Very interesting. Questa?
Non so come si chiama.
Con prosciutto.
Molto dolce. Tu non mangi, però
No, è buono.
prosciutto, formaggio e pomodoro.
Prosciutto, formaggio e pomodoro. Buono. Come si chiama questa?
Viennese.
Viennese. E dentro Nutella o cioccolato?
No, è crema al cioccolato, dentro c'è anche un po' di rum.
Ooh, rum in here too. These are the cookies typical to the province of Messina. Quale?
Bianco e nero.
Bianco nero. That looks
Sono
good
dei
too.
pigneri pieni di panna.
So obviously that was quite an experience, and I love this because I get to go to these little towns I've never heard about. The air is so clear, there's no one there, the cobblestone streets. But I gotta tell you that that little town, the second one we went to, is quite beautiful. The homes were remodeled out. Sometimes we go to these ancestral hometowns in the middle of nowhere, and there are a lot of homes that are abandoned, just let go of, in rubbles. Not here.
Those two shots that you made looking through the curved things, whatever they were terrific, by the way. They were awesome. You did a great job. I'm sure the client's happy. And now, could I tell you a quick story?
Tell me.
All right. So yesterday, Esther and I had coffee with Ray Messina, our good friend Ray Messina, 84-year-old.
Brother of our dear friend Peter.
84-year-old brother of Peter Messina, who brought with him this time his son, 59-year-old Ray Messina, his brother, Santo Messina, who, by the way, was my childhood friend, and his son, Mauro Messina. All right, the two Messina brothers bringing their two kids for the first time, and they're here for a couple of weeks. But anyways, we had a nice cup of coffee. We were ruminating about a lot of things. A lot of tears were shed for Peter's, God rest his soul. But Santo told me a story that I called my brother up. I was so flabbergasted. In the middle of the morning, Santo said to me, now Santo is older than I am. He's 76 years old, I believe. He said to me, you know, when I got my license, you know who helped me out? And I said, who? He says, your father. My father, Sonny. I says, what did my father do? He says, well, he came with me, because he couldn't speak English evidently that well, and he let me use your family car, which was an old broken down station wagon, all right? Now, I know that my father's couple of real good friends of his happened to work at the registry way back when, so I always wondered, geez, maybe he can help me. And sure enough, I heard a story about my late dad on an event that happened 60 years ago, an act of kindness on my father's heart that really made me feel good. And I called my brother up. I says, Tommy, and I told him the story. So thanks, Santo, for a great story. But these are four great people. I'm hoping to have them over here at some point next week, if Esther says okay.
And by the way, let's set this up. So you guys all grew up together in Lawrence as childhood friends.
Yep, it was part of our crew, so to speak. But Santo Messina, he's a veteran, a Navy veteran, had a very successful life. Very successful life in the Navy, and then he opened up a beautiful welding shop. His son has a place called Santos in Daytona, Florida, named after his father, who, and he sells something, the GPS locating equipment for all different types of industry and stuff like that. And it's good that their father, the late Mauro, and the grandfather the buttons would be popping off their shirt if they see how successful and loved the Messina family is today. Okay, we're talking about.
And bravo for bringing their kids to
Right.
Sicily.
And
That's
bravo,
very important.
now I told Ray's son, I said,
Yeah.
you gotta bring your family now, and I said the same thing to Mauro. Let's continue the tradition with you guys, because the Messinas and Via Grande are synonymous with one another, in my
Yeah.
opinion. All right, that's what I wanted to say.
All right, now I want to give a big shout out to Professor Rosario Ferracci from the University of Catania, who just finished his 11th consecutive startup event in Catania. And listen to this, the 3 winners, this is very interesting, and they get certain amount to carry out these ideas. The first winner was something to do with farming and irrigation, which we've talked about so much on this channel, the importance and the problems with drought and needing desalination, or ways to keep some of these farmers alive during these severe droughts. So a big shout out to him. That was the first place. The second place was a software that someone invented that would help maximize how quickly hospitals can take in patients and process patients. And the third one was my favorite, which is a company that is working on reusing volcanic ash, which is another thing that we've talked about so much on this
Repurposing ash,
channel. And this company has a certain ways that they're gonna propose reusing volcanic ash that we get all so often. And by the way, yes, we're going to have Professor Rosario Ferracci out. I've already put in a call to him to talk much more about this and some other issues. So that's what I had to say about that.
If you are an American company, or if you are an American investor, and you would like to get involved, maybe some type of a co-partnership with any of these companies, please give Esther an email immediately. We'll hook you up with Professor, my friend Sato, from the University of Catania, and he will help it. Esther, at some point in time, the Sicilian project is going to get involved with him on this endeavor. I think it's very, very important. So what else we have?
All right, so Alfred came up with this great idea of another segment that we're going to do a few of, and that's a flashback segment going back to some of our older videos. If you're new around here, you may not know we have over 470 videos as of this taping on our channel from all over Sicily, the history, the culture, the people living in Sicily, life, I don't know, just everything, history, politics, no politics. No politics. And we decided, or Al had a great idea to go back, and the one that we went back to was a really fun one for me. It was our second year here, my second year here, not his second year, and cooking. It's always, but the first video we did was on cooking with Mama Sicily in 2014.
Yeah.
And so in this instance, we went to one of the most famous award-winning pasticcerias in Santa Venerina, which is on the foothills of Mount Etna, called Russo. The Russo family has been around 3 generations. Funny story, before you came up with this idea, and you had the idea to do the Russos, I went there with your cousin Al and Lynn and Mary Lee and Bob, and they were like, oh, this is beautiful. But you have to know, you have to be a local to know to go to that pasticceria. And they make everything from scratch, including the marzipan, which I had the great pleasure of being with the late grandmother of the woman who's there. Unfortunately, she has since passed, hand painting the marzipan. And then they make cornetti from scratch. So anyway, let's go to the video.
E posso fare? Vuole fare lei?
Sì. Nevia here has been doing this for 50 years. She sits here. She said, this takes 45 minutes to make. Look at the intricate work on this. It's absolutely fascinating to watch her take the time and make a piece of delicious art.
Okay, we're gonna make some cornettas with Salvatore here.
Va bene, va bene.
Va bene?
Sì, sì.
Okay, here we go.
Premere.
Oh.
E beh, era anche lui che è un pochettino traballante.
I gotta stay straight line. Va bene?
Benissimo.
Ah, benissimo, sì? Ok, allora.
Facciamo.
Roll it up, sì.
Poi anche se si arriva qua, più si gira meglio è.
Oh,
Poi dà più sviluppo, più armonia poi nel forno.
no.
No, lascia, guarda, anche se è così, lo puoi sistemare girando.
Allora,
Girando lui si sistema.
girando?
Si sistema.
Ah, ok, girando. What is girando?
Esther's going to post the link from the video you just saw, the whole video. I'm quite sure you're enjoying it. And you know, the other thing, Esther, is that 450 videos, that's a lot over a decade. So by us selecting some of our favorites and showing you little vignettes of them, it'll, for many of you people, it'll be the first time that you've even seen these things. So there's a lot to enjoy on our programming, that's for sure.
I think that's the one that we went to the chicken place.
With onion, peppers, olive, salt, and pepper. Juicy and delightful.
Oh, look at that.
Straight from the farm, not far away, to our table, less than a mile away. Of course, Alfred has to try a hot dog anywhere they sell
A
them.
Sicilian hot dog.
Well, it's called a Worcester. Questo è from Germania?
Houston? No, Italia.
This is it's an Italian hot dog.
Italian dog.
Italian hot dog. I've really never had an Italian hot dog. I've had a German hot dog. But it's roasted. Delicious. It's like an all beef. Wow, it's good. I like it.
That was the Etna, goodies from Etna, I believe. So there's a lot of other vignettes in there. We went to the chicken place. I know we went to some Etna foods. You probably tried a Etna hot. Oh yes, that's the one that you said, I'm gonna do something I've never done. I'm gonna have a hot dog. Remember?
Was that my first hot dog?
No.
Oh. Anyways.
So we have maybe a couple more tours. I have a few privates, and then we're off to the races in 2025.
Looks like one of our tours is already sold out, right?
Yeah.
Which
June,
one?
West Coast.
The West Coast trip is sold out. What about May?
We have
Any
May
vacancies for May?
May Grand Tour, and also our 4th of July.
So we have 2 East Coast trips available.
In October.
Obviously October. And for those of you who've been chomping at the bit about our undisclosed September trip, on the top part of it, Sicily, it's complete. We haven't put it out there. Esther will
Email you personally.
privately first. Those of you who have indicated to us, because we have a list of people who want to come on the top one, including going to the where?
Islands, Aeolian Islands.
Aeolian Islands for a couple of days. Within a week or two, she'll be contacting you, and then whatever's left open, we're going to open it up for other people. Meanwhile, I'm looking forward to going to Taormina for New Year's Eve.
Me too.
Yeah, that's
But
going to be...
before then, I'm not there yet, Al. As my mother would say, I'm not there yet.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm going home to the States in a few weeks. I have a whole nother tour.
Do you have any room for me? Stuff in the suitcase?
I'll be bringing you back your stuff, don't worry.
Thank God. I'm down to my last half pound of Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
You just said you're not going to do any more Dunkin'
Well, if I
Donuts.
have, listen, necessity is the mother of invention, and I don't have anything.
I got to tell you what we did this week, because he's running out of maple syrup. We went and got Italian maple syrup, so that's going to be a big test. Wait, are they producing it here or in Germany?
No,
anyway,
that was from the UK. It was UK maple syrup.
Well, I don't know, but, nothing like good old Vermont maple syrup.
Well, wait a minute. Tell them about the stuff, the ginger, the pickled ginger.
Wait a sec. So.
Oh my God, that was great.
That was so good.
The pickled ginger that you see in the Chinese restaurant?
Called, this supermarket called Lidl, and it has like a weekly nationality, so different
Special.
things. So it was Japanese style, by the way. They didn't call it Japanese, they
Yeah.
call it Japanese
Last
style.
week.
And we got all wasabi and ginger, and we got teriyaki sauce, and what else?
Wasabi.
Oh, you got...
Wasabi,
you got
it was great.
Those snacks.
I got something on, it looked like, it kind of looked like
Like-
Philadelphia cream cheese, except it had
Oh.
wasabi in it and all this other
And the
Asian
other one
stuff.
is seaweed.
I ate that thing, I swear to God, in one
In a-
one
two
sitting,
scoops.
maybe 2 sittings. It was
Oh, I
more-
got an exciting news. My mom was telling me about a new store in Lawrence that has all Chinese, Indian, like
Asian
Asian
stuff?
stuff. So I'm going to be coming back with my suitcase filled. Anyway, thank you for listening to us ramble off today. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, share it with a friend. What else? We love you guys. Thank you for being here in our little community.
We're happy because it rained for 3 hours today, and more rain is expected overnight. Do you know how important water is right now for this country? So all of Sicily is getting a good bath today, so we're happy. There's nothing wrong with that. Grazie tante e se benediga.
Buona domenica. Ciao.